Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of my MTV Scream Review. Unfortunately, my co-host Jay, who is the host and star of the other show I'm part of, Talking WWE with Jay, he is unable to make it this morning. I was unable to do a show late last night because on Talking WWE with Jay, we had our first SmackDown Live review, which will be each and every week on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. But for this week being the inaugural, being the first one, Jay hosted it since it is overall his company, his show, Talking WWJ, hosted it with me. And starting next week, like I said, I'll be hosting the show SmackDown Live. I am the blue brand of the WWE. Stephen A., who is also one of the three amigos of our group, of our management team, I guess you want to call it, at Talking WWJ. He is the red brand, Raw. Even though I'm wearing red in support of him and Monday Night Raw, support of the show, because he might be Monday Night Raw, I might be Tuesday SmackDown Live, but we're still part of the Talking WWJ Familia family. So welcome to this episode. Like I said, MTV Scream. I will probably be doing a Steve's Wrestling Ramble later tonight, but in honor of Jay, and like I said, unfortunately he won't be here to do this review this week, but in honor of him, I wanted to have this intro be to the theme music of a certain WWE superstar that he may like, may not. Who knows? Too bad that he's not able to make it today, but I'll be going over this episode 8 of MTV Scream. To me, it was an okay episode. It was very sensible, a lot of things going on, but it wasn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Let's get situated back here. Hard to explain, but it's just. It was a good episode, and I don't know if it was just me or anybody else that watches the show, but would you have felt that this kind of episode, this carnival, should have been saved for the finale to have everything, have the shoe be dropped, so to speak, of finding out who the killer is in this type of episode, especially the way this episode went. It wasn't a bad episode. It sure as heck wasn't a filler episode. As I always keep saying, any of these episodes, they're not filler episodes. They have a rhyme and reason. Every frame, every moment, every word, every nonverbal of the characters means something to me. I notice the little things like others do as well. This is kind of like an amateur sleuth kind of person in this situation with us, the fan base of the show, and MTV. I'm sure sometimes puts things, snippets, looks, the nonverbals, and even little moments, even in a transitional shot between one scene to the next scene. That could mean something, or it could be a red herring, could be randomness. But to me, I take everything for what it is. Every single second, every single moment of each and every episode of last season, and of course, I apologize for that. Of course, this season, I take very seriously into account. I jot down, at least for my own notes, let alone for my notes to talk about on this program. But specifically for this episode, it could have been one that they could have used for the finale, and we're 4 episodes away from the finale. Now, depending on the news outlet or the website or the whatever you use, last night I was taking a look online. I tried to look on MTV. I looked on Yahoo.com. I looked on other sites as well, IMEBD or IMBD, I think it is, and some other sites that talk TV shows. Heck, I even checked TVGuide.com. Some say there's 12 episodes, some say 14. I saw one that said there were 16 episodes, and I don't think that's the case. Most were saying 12. Like I said, most were saying 12. A couple saying 14, and then there was that one that said 16. So I'm going to venture on the guess to say there's 12. So if there's 12 episodes here in this season, 4 episodes to go. And if we want MTV Scream, fellow fans of this show, and like I always say, if you haven't watched the episode yet, pause this video, give it a thumbs up if you want to, watch the show, then come back to watch the rest of this review with your knowledge and understanding of the episode and who you think are on your suspect list. But this type of with 4 episodes going, and this episode being here placed at episode number 8 and not episode 12, I just think, especially at Carnival, having everything and everyone come together, which kind of happens in most episodes and most shows in a series, anyways. I thought this specific one could have been saved for the finale, but it is where it is. It was a good episode. The preview for next week's gonna look, pardon my language, but it looks badass. It looks pretty dang good. And it looks like we get a little revelation in the next episode about a certain someone. And like I said, if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. But that's for next week. We'll see how that unfolds at that time. But for this week, Noah, Noah, Noah. I mean, he's first. The other week we were thinking, oh, he's gonna be in trouble. What's happening? Could he be killed off? Worried about that. I know I was thinking, why would they kill him off? There's a small part of me thinking he could be the killer. Small part. So small he's not even in my top 4 for my suspect list. But still there, so why would they kill him off? Plus he's a fan favorite. In general, that character. You're trying to build a story with him and Zoe, which Zoe seems a little shady in some situations as well. What's her alternative motive for things that she's doing? What is she hiding? What she was about to drop in her situation? So that's what was going on for him then. Now here in tonight's episode, trying to do the right thing, trying to think things, but kind of like me here in real life, overthinking things. Thinking things when he's on something, he stays on something, and it just a little too much, sort of thing. He, but I do say him and Zoe making an interesting couple. Um, excuse me, with that. I'm just reading here my notes. I apologize. The bow tie and the cotton candy bouquet with Zoe's dress. That was interesting. That was an interesting touch, or as I put it here in my notes, interesting grouping, so to speak. But he's still being awkward, especially the situation that happened with him the first season. He gets close to somebody and then they're killed off. That could happen to Zoe. Who knows? Then again, she could have a bigger role in things as it is. But and as for other suspects, we're learning that everyone has a past, especially Kieran. Stuck situation about his mother and his stepdad who passed away, but does not explain the situation between him and Eli. Now, it makes me think, and I know Jay was talking about this the last time he was able to make the show, about the tension between Eli and Kieran, and how maybe, I don't know if he said this directly or somebody else that I listened to, maybe from the MTV Scream AfterBuzz TV after show. Hello to the beautiful ladies there, where that could be a smokescreen where they actually are working together. They're the tag team in being the killers for this season, just as much as people were thinking there was a team for season 1, and technically there is, because with this season 2, we're trying to find out who was that other member of the tag team with Piper. So then if this is a new grouping of people, then we have to have extra seasons to find out those, plus with new murders. It's like one on top of the other of finding out who the killer is, so we can have more and more seasons. And another way to have more seasons for people watching the shows, whether you're watching on Netflix in South America, like one of my friend Julie here on YouTube does each and every week, that gives her reviews, or watching on demand, or however you can, watching it, in that way, and giving MTV more viewers, and in that sort of way, helping for the show. But and then we have Maggie and the sheriff, and that, excuse me, that situation. But the biggest thing, the bigger thing, and the biggest thing, whatever you want to say. Well, I'm gonna give Audrey a chance to explain. With with everything that's going on. Whenever I don't know, I would hope so. I mean, from everything that happened in this episode, maybe, but it takes time, especially with Emma and her situation, and everybody needs to be out to get her, and she's being paranoid, and all, the, all those things. It just makes you think, well, what's gonna happen there? And now Gustavo, hmm. Yeah, that's another thing. As I looking through here my notes, and will Noah figure out if Zoe was the one that sent the file? So there's, and because now Andre knows, and Noah knows, or Noah is out in some way, whether he was or not, or however that happened. That tape conversation was out to other people. So and yeah, Brooke is kind of a mess situation with what happened and how other people and trying to take back her life. It's a group. Like I said, it was an interesting episode. Not so much of a big things happening, but little things. Moving progressing the story, having little clues like who do you think like? Okay, just think about it this way. As I rambled there, as we get closer and closer to the finale, we're gonna get to a point whether it's already here. It's episode 8. Next we've got 9, and then 10, 11, 12. Of course, there's gonna come a time with your suspect list. It will get shorter and shorter because in your own head, which I respect everybody's opinion on who they think it is and think has been eliminated. But at some point, you start eliminating people, eliminating, and saying, okay, now it seems like no, it can't be this person. So you eliminate them, not just from your top list, from your list at all, to be in the top of your suspect list. So that in itself makes things very, very interesting. But we'll have to see what happens. I apologize for the short review, but I just wanted to at least give you my thoughts from last night's episode. I was able to watch it early this morning. Excuse me, early this morning on MTV. Actually, they're on demand. I first tried to find it on MTV.com, but then I found it on demand and watched the episode there. But if you like the episode, definitely can give this review a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Of course, trying to grow this channel. And speaking of talking WWJ, big things for our future over there. Talking WWJ. We have a new format and schedule for the week, as I said. Stephen A. representing the red brand, Monday Night Raw, being part of the Raw reviews. I still might be able to be part of some of those Raw reviews, but not as much in the past. It's kind of like we had our own brand split. And then I'd be hosting, or I will be hosting, uh, the SmackDown Live reviews each week Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. You have Mondays or Tuesdays. You have the Raw review. Wednesday, you have the SmackDown Live review, and Thursday, you will have news and notes. The laid back Thursday episodes each and every week. When it's pay per view week, like this week, our episodes usually will be on Thursday unless um, outer circumstances does not permit that to happen. But but per usual, per schedule, it would be Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube channel Talking WWE with Jay. So I just wanted to get that out there. Like I said, big things happening for this, for our show over there, for that channel here on YouTube, and slowly, having growth there, because we have big plans, as you want to call them, pie in the sky dreams or whatever. It's goals, and never a bad thing to have goals, whether how high. But that's for us and for that show. But thank you to all those that have watched this review. Like I said, leave it in the comment section below what your thoughts are, who your suspect are, and that just reminds me, I forgot to give my top five. I apologize here. Give me a couple seconds to find my list. Okay, number one, as it is and always will be. I'm sorry to seem like a broken record, but it's just my opinion. Kieran being number one, same reason as every other week. Number two, Emma's mother, Maggie. She seemed more suspicious even in this episode than the later episodes, as her climbing on this list. Number three, Eli. Number four, Brooke. And number five, Audrey. I still think Brooke and Audrey make it on this list just because of what's happened to them, how they could be involved, and Audrey just being the scapegoat and being the person everybody thought from night one, episode one here in season two, to be the one. She's involved, but I don't think to that extreme to her becoming a killer or being Piper's accomplice in the killing fashion. So that's my top five. Let me know your top five. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I will be back here with my WWE Raw review, SmackDown Live review, news and notes, everything. It's gonna be a big episode coming up tonight here on this channel, Steve's Wrestling Ramble. I probably will be going live. Excuse me, going live at about 7 p.m. Central. So right at the top of prime time hour, and giving my thoughts on everything WWE that's going on this crazy, awesome week. Because don't forget tonight, Cruiserweight Classic. So everybody have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. And also, as always, take care.